Vani Tripathi, National Secretary of the BJP, taking on Sanjay Jha of HamaraCongress.com and Saba Naqvi, political editor of Outlook, joining the debate as well. The debate is about early elections. So Sanjay, if I take the calculations and I look at what happened in March 2009 and I look at what happened in 2004 and I were to ask myself that what is the time gap between the launch of a advertising campaign of the kind you launched yesterday and a general election, by that logic, Sanjay, the general elections are this year. You'd agree? By that logic,
no, not at all. I think
the general elections are this year.
Manish Tiwari, our Information and Broadcasting Minister, has already said so in explicit terms that the campaign, the informational campaign, has got nothing to do with any elections whatsoever.
No, so
in
what
fact,
is it
yesterday
for?
the Congress party, Arnab, has categorically stated that the Prime Minister will remain right till 2014.
No, one second.
No, why is this promotional campaign happening?
What is this advertising campaign for?
It is to let the people of the country know, in all modesty, that the government has achieved remarkable changes at the ground level, beyond all the, the cacophony and the din of noise that happens on a day-to-day basis, given the rigmarole of governance that would happen with any government in power. The truth is there have been significant legislation that have impacted the common man of India, whether it's Manrega, whether it's right to education, whether it's right to information, whether you're talking about the impact of direct benefits transfer when it rolls out, the Aadhaar card. I honestly believe, Arnab, and I can be challenged on this, I'm willing to debate with anyone, but the UPA too, in fact, in its legislation, has brought about some structural changes.
One second. Let's get to the point,
and
please.
I do believe that from FDI and
Sanjay, I'm very sorry. Sanjay, I'm very sorry. Sanjay, one second. No, your advertising campaign can. One second. Your advertising campaign can speak for itself. That's not the question. One, you take it at face value. What Sanjay Jha is saying, that this has got nothing to do with early elections.
Well, anything that this government has done cannot be taken on face value, Arnab, and this is a comedy of errors. It's fantastic that, Mr. Jha is talking about these big policies, but there is no accountability to this government. And we got to know from newspaper reports this morning that this campaign is at least 100 or 150 crores worth. So it's that much money of the public, pocket which is going into this campaign. And if elections is not round the corner, isn't it ridiculous on the part of the Congress or the UPA or the government, and also that great vertical divide that we see every now and then, a government which is indicted, which is alleged for scams, corrupt ministers, is talking about achievements. It's fantastic, and I think ये public है और ये सब जानती है. Ad campaigns, hoardings, posters, banners, films, shooting flowery music videos is not going to get you accountability. What is really required and what the country needs to see is what is the work that the government did, and in the report cards it's zero. I'm not nervous. Mr. Jha, you are rattling promises and promises and promises.
A decade
of misgovernance, a decade of misgovernance,
the tenor,
a decade of misgovernance,
in your voice,
comedy of errors.
Nervousness.
Of course, I'm passionate about my country. I'm passionate about India.
Vani, let me tell you, the government that has truly brought about legislation that is creating an anti-corruption infrastructure is the UPA government. Whether it's the RTI, whether it's the Lokpal, whether it's a public procurement bill, whether it's whistleblower bill, all these are landmark changes brought forth by this government. So let me tell you something. After the Karnataka results, I'm sure you don't want an early election. So I think you should relax, hold your breath, and plan for the future.
But Sanjay, isn't it strange?
Fantastic.
Isn't it strange, Sanjay?
Who's paying for this campaign?
Sanjay Jha.
Who's funding for this campaign is what the country needs to know.
Yeah.
Sanjay Jha, in September 2003, right, when the first part of India Shining was launched, do you know what the BJP said, Mr. Jha? They said exactly what you're saying now.
They said many things.
They said exactly what you're saying now.
Many things. They appeared so
No. They said exactly what they're saying now. They said this is about the country.
Oh, yes.
They said this is about what we have done. This is about communicate. This is not about elections. Sabha will. The second phase of India Shining was then launched about 1 or 2 months later. It was only around December. Elections happened in April, May, Sabha. Am I not? No, it was only. No, 1 second. It was only around. It was. No. 1 second. No, Sabha was around. Sabha. The question is simply this.
Yeah, if Vani would allow me.
Yes, just.
Arnab, India Shining was much more lavish than what is happening right now. It was very elaborate. It was very high tech, sort of at that time. And it was obviously an electoral campaign, as is this one is the beginning of an electoral campaign after the Congress has had a particularly torrid spell. Right now there is so much uncertainty. Till last week there were questions about whether the government will survive these latest sort of scandals and the Supreme Court issue. So they've just launched it. And however, I want to say one thing, that such campaigns, there is no proof that in politics these kind of campaigns work. They just give and also another thing, every party who is supporting the UPA says they're preparing for early elections, but actually nobody wants an early election. So we have reports from UP that Mulayam Singh Yadav has told his people to organize early elections. Sharad Pawar told the NCP some weeks ago to have early elections. There are even the BSP is supposed to have told its cadre it wants early elections. The only party which actually is the opposition, which does not seem to be at all prepared for an early election, is actually the BJP. And so, I'll just leave it there for a minute and wait for them to get back.
So Sanjay.
No, Arnab, I want to come in here.
Sanjay Jha. No, 1 second. Sanjay Jha, would you be candid enough to tell us today? And I don't think people will fault you if you say we are doing this marketing campaign because we don't know when elections are going to be, because we are on the tenterhooks ourselves. If you were to say so. Just one, if you were to say so, do you think the opposition will be unsparing to you? Do you think the people of this country will not forgive you? Are you yourself convinced that the Bharat Nirman campaign that you have launched is not a pre-poll campaign?
Arnab, there are 2 points that I would like to make here. Number one, responding to what Sabha said. To launch a campaign of this kind, you don't say that 2 ministers have resigned and you can't have a campaign mounted at a national scale with creativity and planning and strategy done within 10 days. This has been planned months in advance. So, there is absolutely no correlation with recent political development. Let me put that aside completely. Second point. The point of this entire campaign, and let's be honest about it, Arnab, you see, day in and day out, we don't expect as part of the government or the party for mainstream media or any media to talk about, achievements of Manrega or RTE or National Rural Health Mission. But the truth is, at the ground level, India has changed dramatically over the course of the last 10 years. And it is important because for a government, just like how a company advertises, how a news channel advertises, is to build a confidence in the people that, listen, there have been changes that have happened and you have been party to that progress and you have to be a participant in that growth going forward. So I think the part of the government's initiative
public memory
is to tell you, because you see, if you look at Manrega, Arnab, let me tell you, Manrega, everybody discusses leaks and a little bit of corruption here. But Manrega has changed the rural landscape.
Is public memory so short that people will not ask you that the running headline of the last 3 to 4 years at least have been scams, forced resignations, corruption? Right? Why have you erased that? And when you erase it, when you erase it, one minute. Are you being selective in what you're presenting? Are you being selective in what you're presenting?
Arnab, you have to see the entire campaign through. But I would like to answer
so there
your
will
question.
Be references to corruption and scams
the
later.
Government, let me tell you, the government is, as we talk, working on giving functional independence to CBI. The Lokpal bill is awaiting passage if our great Bharatiya Janata Party, etc., allow the parliament to function. There are bills that, like land acquisition bill. Arnab, you and I both know it. We have debated multiple times that one of the bane of corruption in India is land. Now, a bill of 1894, when the government is trying to change it, you have a party that doesn't want the government to function.
No, you
the
are
food
pushing.
Security bill bill which will impact millions of lives.
No, you are
the
pushing.
Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't want.
Okay, so the question
So the point we're making is there are multiple.
So the question to the BJP is the question to the Congress is that you are pushing the land acquisition bill, you are pushing the food bill, and you are starting an ad campaign, and everybody, not just Sabha Naqvi, everybody is asking you that all of this is signs that you're pushing for an early election. But my question to the BJP is, are you getting nervous?
Well, let me tell you.
No, one second. My question to the BJP is, you are in disarray. Your leader has not been projected. Narendra Modi is in Gujarat. Your party leadership is quarreling with each other in public. Your top leaders are writing blogs criticizing your own party's handling of an election. As far as the food security bill is concerned, Vani, you are fully aware that the food security bill will have political potency. It will eat into your vote banks. So all said and done, you are on the defensive.
The food security.
You are on the defensive.
No, we are not. No, we are not. We are absolutely not on the defensive. If we were on the defensive, we would not be. We would. No, Arnab, let me just answer the question, Sabha.
We have got nothing left to defend.
Food security bill, let's start with the food security bill for 4 years. No, of course, you have nothing left to defend, Mr. Jha, because you're one of the most corrupt governments of independent India. But I'm not going to debate that. What Arnab is asking me, I'm going to answer that first. Arnab, food security bill was sitting in the government's lap for 4.5 years, and you saw this is a very clever pre-election strategy that they bring it at a time when 2 of their ministers were just on the verge of being
are you for it or against it?
And all those
are you for it or against it? No, are you for it or against it? Are you for it or against it?
We are for the land acquisition.
Are you for the food security bill or against the food security bill?
We want the food security bill to go through.
So let it go through.
We want the land acquisition bill to go through.
So let it go through. Debate it.
But it has to be geopolitically correct.
Geopolitically?
It has to be all-encompassing.
What is geopolitical correctness?
And it has to cover maximum number. No, it has to cover the maximum number of population of the country.
Food security. So debate it. So bring amendments.
No,
simple. Bring amendments. Bring amendments.
We would only debate it if the government would answer questions.
No, of course. If you let Parliament function.
Come on, Arnab.
If you let, one second.
The national exchequer is completely decimated because of this corruption and the money that we have lost.
Vani, you got few minutes left into this debate.
This is not fair.
No. Vani, you got few minutes left. The point here is that they are doing their ad campaign. They are pushing the food bill. They are pushing the land acquisition bill. They are completing the files and closing the files before they move into general election mode. And a lot of people are saying an election could happen in October. But your house is in disarray. Your house is in complete and absolute disarray. Let's get Sabha. Sabha, what do you think?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Sabha,
not.
let's hear from Sabha.
Absolutely not. We are not a private
Sabha.
We are a democratic party. When the time arrives, you will know who the leader of the
allow me.
This is not fair, Arnab. We are
just allow me. Arnab, I just want to make one point here.
Like the Congress party.
No.
Please.
No, just let me make one point here. Actually, it's the BJP which has the spectacular ad campaigns. We may recall that Atal Bihari Vajpayee's projection as the PM began after a series of ads in newspapers. In those days, TV channels were not so big, saying he is the man India awaits. It is actually very strange that the BJP is not coming out with any sort of projection of anybody from the party platform.
Absolutely.
Because there is confusion within the leadership. Otherwise, because the only thing we've seen is Mr. Modi projecting himself at various functions. So, I'm not fighting with you. I'm making a point, Vani. I'm making a point here.
No, of course you are making a point.
I'm making a point here.
So, on something I don't agree with you on this.
No, but let me finish the point. Let me finish the point, then you can rebut the whole point. The point that I'm trying to make here is that the BJP is the party with the ad glitz, which has, run these big campaigns in India. So it's really, let me just make a little quip. What will they say this time? Will they say Modi shining? So, that's all I want to say.
Well, absolutely. Well, Sabha, Vani and Sanjay Jha.
Let the incumbent government answer first.
Sure, but
the incumbent government answer first. What Bharat Nirman means for them, then we will know. We know what kind of Nirman they've done in the past decade.
Bharat Nirman is for India. It's not for the party or the government. Bharat Nirman, Vani is for India I don't
telling
think
to
you have read
Indians
what Bharat
who
Nirman
need to
stands
know
for.
what governance means.
Well,
I
Mr.
think you're
Jha.
so politically
Governance which is not
obsessed.
ill-equipped
You don't
to
think
be
of the
in power.
country. That's the tragedy of the
Absolutely
Bharatiya
ill-equipped to
Janata
be in
Party.
power.
You're so
Sanjay,
politically
think of the
motivated.
country.
Sanjay, in
If you're not
September,
country,
I just like to say
No,
this,
there's no
that in
interest of the
September
country. You
2003,
would not need this
you ask any of our viewers, Sanjay, in September
You would not.
2003, the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Sudhindra Kulkarni, the BJP and all the people who did India Shining, at that point of time, Pramod Mahajan said exactly this. They said this is not a political campaign, it is for India. And they said the Congress is close-minded, not to believe that India Shining is for India. Now you're saying the same thing to the BJP. I smell a general election. I don't know what our viewers smell. Thank you very much for joining me on the News Hour debate. Thank you.